It is a natural thing to be a bit scared of dying. It is the great unknown, the one door we all must walk through alone. We see it as the end of laughter, the last sunset, and the final goodbye to everyone we hold dear. We spend our lives building connections, creating memories, and finding our place in the world. The thought that all of this will simply stop can feel terribly unfair. We cling to life because it is all we have ever known. This fear makes us wish for more time, for a way to cheat the clock and keep going, to see what happens next in the grand story of the world. This wish for more time often grows into a dream of forever. We imagine an endless life as a grand adventure, a chance to learn everything, see everything, and do everything we could ever want. We think that with endless years, we could fix all our mistakes and never have to worry about running out of moments. The idea of immortality seems like the ultimate prize, a way to escape the one thing that frightens us the most. It feels like a solution, a perfect way to hold on to the warmth and light of being alive, never having to face the cold silence of the end. But we must be careful what we wish for. Sometimes the things we think we want most are the very things that could bring us the greatest sorrow. A life that never ends might not be the gift we imagine. It could be a heavy stone that we must carry forever. Like a wheel that is always turning but never gets anywhere, an immortal life might lose its purpose. The fear of death is real, but perhaps it is a necessary part of what makes our time here so precious and meaningful. Without an ending, the story loses its shape and its power. Thinking about forever forces us to ask a difficult question. Is it the length of a life that matters, or the fullness of it? A puddle that sits forever becomes stagnant and still, while a river that flows to the sea is full of energy and purpose, even though it reaches an end. We are taught to fear the end of the river, but we forget to appreciate its journey. Perhaps the fear of death is not something to run from, but something to understand. It is the shadow that gives light its meaning, the final note that makes the song complete and beautiful. Imagine you are a stone in the middle of a busy river. The water rushes past you, constantly changing, always moving. At first it might feel wonderful to be so solid and permanent. You watch the seasons change the riverbank, from the fresh green of spring to the crisp leaves of autumn. You see generations of fish swim by, and you feel strong and unchanging. You are a silent witness to the world as it dances and evolves around you. You are a part of everything, yet you are separate from its natural rhythm, its cycle of beginning and ending. As the years turn into decades and then into centuries, your stillness might start to feel less like a strength and more like a prison. The river continues to change its course, carving new paths in the earth around you. The trees on the bank grow old, fall, and are replaced by new saplings. The world is a living, breathing thing, and you are not a part of its life cycle. You are simply there, watching. The joy of seeing new things might slowly fade, replaced by a deep and quiet weariness. You would become a relic, a memory of a time that no one else can remember. This is what it could be like to live forever. You would be that stone, watching the river of time flow past. The world would continue to spin, to grow, and to change in ways you could never have imagined. New inventions, new ideas, and new ways of living would appear, making the world you once knew feel like a distant dream. You would become a stranger in your own home, a person out of time. The feeling of belonging, which is so important to us, would slowly slip away, leaving you isolated in your endless existence. The endless parade of progress would not feel exciting after 1,000 years. It would feel alienating. The language people speak, the music they listen to, the stories they tell, all of it would become unfamiliar. You would be a living museum, a collection of memories that no one else shares or understands. True life is about participation, about being a part of the flow. To be stuck on the riverbank forever is not to live more, but to simply exist longer, watching life from a distance without ever truly being a part of it again. The greatest joy in life often comes from the people we share it with. Our family, our friends, the ones we love, they are the heart of our world. They make the difficult times bearable and the good times shine even brighter. Now picture a life where you must watch every single one of them grow old and pass away. The first goodbye would be heartbreaking. You would grieve, but you would carry on holding their memory in your heart. You would find new people to love, new friends to share your days with, because that is what we do. But then you would have to say goodbye to them too. And then again and again, for all of time. Your heart, which was once a home for love and happiness, would become a house of ghosts. Every new friendship would be shadowed by the certainty of its ending. How could you allow yourself to love someone deeply knowing you are destined to lose them? The pain of each loss would stack upon the last, creating a mountain of sorrow so tall it would block out the sun. Your endless life would be defined not by love, but by loss. This constant cycle of hello and goodbye would eventually build a wall around your heart. To protect yourself from the unbearable pain, you might stop letting people in altogether. Loneliness would become your only constant companion. You would watch families celebrate, friends laugh, and couples grow old together, all from a distance. You would be an island, completely alone in a sea of temporary lives. The very thing that makes life worth living, our connection to others, would become the source of your greatest pain. An immortal life would be a profoundly lonely one. You would see the spark of life ignite in a newborn's eyes and know that you would also see it fade. You would hold hands with someone you love, knowing that one day, that hand would be gone forever. After centuries of this, the joy of connection would be replaced by the dread of inevitable separation. True living is not just about being alive. It is about sharing that life. Without that, immortality is not a gift of endless joy, but a sentence of endless sorrow. Because our time is not endless, we learn to value it. We know that we only have so many sunrises to see, so many songs to hear, and so many moments to share with the people we care about. This is what gives our lives meaning and urgency. It pushes us to be brave, to love fiercely, and to make the most of the time we have. The knowledge that our life is finite is not a curse. It is the frame that makes the painting beautiful. It tells us that every moment is precious because it will not come again. It encourages us to live fully and without regret. Think of a flower. It blooms for a short time, showing all its beauty to the world. We do not think the flower is sad because it will one day fade. We admire it precisely because its beauty is fleeting. We are like that flower. Our purpose is not to last forever, but to bloom in our own time, to be as bright and as true to ourselves as we can be. The end of a life is part of its natural cycle, just like the falling of a petal. It is this cycle that keeps the world fresh and alive, making way for new life to begin. So do not be afraid of the wheel of life turning. Do not fear the end of the road. Instead, focus on the journey itself. Fill your days with kindness, with laughter, and with love. Notice the small wonders around you, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of a fresh biscuit, the sound of a loved one's voice. These are the things that make a life rich and full, no matter how long or short it may be. A life lived well is a complete and perfect thing, even if it does not go on forever. The goal should not be to live forever, but to create a life that is worth living now. Be a part of the flowing river, not the motionless stone. Embrace the people around you, even knowing that all things must pass. The love you give and the joy you create will ripple outwards, touching others in ways you may never know. That is a kind of immortality that truly matters. Live your life, your one precious life, with all your heart. That is enough. That is everything.